Hey guys, welcome to another video here on the Aviation Pro channel. When you're flight simming or flying on VATSIM, for example, it's very important that you have appropriate amount of aviation knowledge, not only to make your own flights more realistic, but also to make your own flights more comfortable. Because just like preparation is key in aviation, I think knowledge is key as well. So in this video, I'm going to cover the top 5 websites that I personally use to gain more knowledge about aviation and flight simming and flying in general. Now this list mainly covers websites just providing information in text format. Probably later on I will also feature some things like YouTube channels that I personally use. But these websites are really textual information that allow you to gain more knowledge. So the first one on the list is Skybrary. And Skybrary, as the name already kind of tells, is simply a library of various aviation topics. And it's a very wide range of topics that I really like about this website. As you can see on the main page, you can find various subjects and various subject groups, and you can basically make a selection and navigate your way through the library. But of course you can also search around the website and you will discover that there are many topics. And what I really like about the Skybrary website is that it's written down in a very understandable way. Not too long, not too short, but just a proper amount of information that will get you going. And the website itself is very well organized. So if you're, for example, looking up a subject like the theory of flight, within that subject you find various sub-subjects, so to speak, which you can all check out and read more information. And all those topics, that you can select are covered with loads of information and pictures, so you really get a clear understanding of the subject. And it's just very nice, you can either use it to just learn a lot about aviation right away in one session, or maybe just look up a topic. For example, if you want to know how an oceanic crossing works, you can find it on Skybrary. So make sure you check out the website, it's really, really useful. The next website on the list is Flaps to Approach. And this is a website that's really more like a blog, sort of journal style website of someone that's keeping a journal of all the information he gathers about the Boeing 737 next generation primarily. So this is really a website specifically for the Boeing 737, but I think it's very useful. Basically, in this journal type website, there's someone who's building a Boeing 737 cockpit and just writes a lot of information about various systems that you can find on the Boeing 730NG. For example, I recently used this website when I wanted to look more information about go-arounds in the 737 and the different types of go-around depending on the level of automation that is active, and also what the TOGA button exactly does. Or maybe you've wondered what the altitude intervent and speed intervent buttons on the mode control panel of the 737 actually do. You can find it all on a website. It's very well and nicely described in an easy to understand way, so you can really learn a lot more about the Boeing 737 next generation series. Then next is a well-known website, I think. It's AvHerald. And AvHerald is really like a newspaper full of aviation incidents, accidents, and other important to know events about aviation that are happening in the real world. So AvHerald is a very simple website that doesn't look very modern, but you don't really need to. It really covers day by day what incidents have happened in the real world regarding aviation. And you as a virtual pilot, and maybe a real world pilot later on as well, can learn a lot from that. So I definitely recommend keeping a daily watch on this website. Take a look at incidents and accidents that are happening currently. Because even though aviation is very safe, incidents happen every day. There's always something that happens, so that you will never see an empty day on that website. And that's why this website is so fantastic. Every day you hear about the most recent incidents. There's a very accurate description of what has happened, and the information gets added as more information becomes available. So you can also look up events that have happened in the past in order to gain more knowledge from what has happened there. So although this website doesn't really provide specific information in order to gain more knowledge yourself, it really just describes what has happened and what the pilots, what kind of actions they took, or maybe a little technical side of something that has failed on an aircraft is being explained. And from that you can learn a lot. It doesn't mean that it will happen on your virtual flights. I mean, things are not very likely to go wrong in virtual flying, but maybe you encounter some situations where you get some sort of technical malfunction and you need to divert. You need to consider what factors to take into account. Then this website, by reading the news articles every day, you kind of get a picture of what pilots in the real world do given a specific situation. And then the fourth website on the list is the VATSIM website. It's very easy, guys. Now I really want to mention the VATSIM website here because I mainly fly my flights on VATSIM. That's mainly what this channel is also about. But I think most VATSIM pilots don't realize there's a lot of information on the VATSIM website itself. I mean, there's a great pilot resource center there where you can find various topics and, you know, really get to know the procedures for IFR and VFR flying. And I recently checked out the website myself, and I found out there's already, you know, a lot more information in there compared to a few years ago. So, you know, this is information that gets updated as well. So it's good to go back every now and again to the VATSIM website and the pilot resource center in order to see, you know, what kind of information is there, if there's any new information, so that you as a VATSIM pilot are up to par with current knowledge. And keep in mind that the different divisions of VATSIM also contain a lot of information. You know, each country, you know, has specific airports, specific procedures, and, you know, also maybe in your own language, you know, the different divisions of VATSIM provide more information articles. So make sure you visit those VAC websites in order to get more information and also more regional information about the airports that are present in the country that you're flying to, and, you know, any specific procedures that may be different from the standard procedures that you can find on the VATSIM website. And the last website on the list is AeroSavvy, and this is kind of a fun website. It's not really an up-to-date website. I don't think there's a lot of new articles on there, but you can find some great articles written by a real-world pilot about various aviation topics. So if you want to gain some more knowledge regarding systems or communications or navigation, you know, you can read some articles on this website that provides, you know, just a little bit of a different perspective. It's written in a little bit more informal style, so it's a bit easier to read and it's kind of fun to read as well. So make sure you check out some articles on that website. I'm sure you will enjoy it. And that's the main thing about acquiring knowledge. You know, don't just rely on one resource here. You know, by reading it from a website that's written in a little bit different style, you know, you can kind of absorb the information in a different way. And it's kind of fun, you know, to read this from a pilot perspective. Or something like a website like Skybrary is a lot more formally written, you know, really just a bunch of theory. So make sure you make use of those different websites in order to gain more knowledge. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope these websites will help you out. And if you don't know them yet, you give them a visit. The links are in the description. And for now, I'd like to thank you for watching this short video here on the AviationPro channel. Make sure to check out some of my other content. Of course, you can also watch some nice tutorials on this channel in order to gain more knowledge and see it in practice. And for now, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.